Welcome, my friends, to Go Keys College. Today, I'm going to explain how you can save certain settings for your performances. Assuming you wanted to jam a style, all right, let's go to style, and let's say you fancy electro-pop, which is, okay, let's say you want to set a voice to go along with this. Let's first of all establish that electro-pop has been selected, but if I want my main voice to be a combination, for example, on the upper, let's say I want a synth. So let me move the keyboard a little bit because I want you to see this real close up. I don't want to go too far out so you can see everything, but assuming we have a synth, sign me in, right? I like that synth. And if we click on split/dual, you can see when it's in dual mode, when it's in single mode, when it's in split mode. I want dual mode, but for the lower, let's bring it back so you can see, for the lower, I want a different sound. So let's go to list and find a good sound for the lower. Fantasia. Fantasia is a little bit lost in translation. You can hardly hear it. So I want something that you'll really be able to hear. That's good. So that's a pipe organ or a POS organ, whatever that is. All right, so I hit enter. Now I have a composite sound. Lower is POS organ O and sign me in. So listen to the difference. Single mode, this is the upper. Lower on its own. Together, when we hit dual. So I've got those two together. Now let's say I want to play again. Go into the arranger electro-pop. So I like that I can save everything I've done as a scene. The way to get to scene is hold this down. And after holding it down, you want to go to the user banks. You don't want to choose this because this is already saved. I want something new. So you can scroll to where it's blank. Like over here, I have some blank scenes. So 077, this one right here, is blank. All I need to do to save this, all right, with the rhythm and the sounds, and I could actually go a step further. Let's back up for a second because this is very important. So I'm saving the rhythm, that's under style, right? But I'm also going to effects, okay? For those of you who might have forgotten where effects are, click on effects, and I'm gonna beef this up with some reverb. So watch how I'm gonna bump this reverb up to 127. And I'm also gonna choose cathedral because that's just wild. All right, like crazy reverb. Some folks don't like reverb, but you know, it's okay depending on context, right? You don't want it too muddy, but it can be fun to have just some reverb. No reverb it's like eating a meal without seasoning in my mind. But don't over season it, right? So we've got the reverb, and assuming I wanted all of this to play in a kind of lo-fi environment, I could hit on to turn the effects on, and I could scroll to my lo-fi. Lo-fi is here, lo-fi comp, and that's it. So my lo-fi is on. let's see what it does to the beat. If it makes the beat weird, I don't want it. Let's check it out. Check out the beat. Okay, so I'm going this far to show you can save the effects, your style, your voices, even layered as they are. Let's come out of this. Let's go back to where we were. So we have dual, right? We have the effect set, and now we're going to hit scene, and we're going back to that blank scene where I am going to save this. You might not want to save it on some of the stuff you've already done if you have some previously filled scenes. So my first new one is U for user 077. I am going to hit enter, and then I'm going to rename this. I'm just going to hit delete, 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 delete. And I'm just going to call this, my scene. Nope, hang on. It's tricky. You got to use the arrows to navigate. It can be a little bit clumsy, but not bad. So my scene. Okay, for convenience, I'm just going to call it my CN for scene. All right, so my scene. I think that's a V. I don't think I get the Y. W, X, Y. Oh, I didn't. There we go. My scene. Okay. Now I'm happy with the naming. I'm going to hit execute. Right scene, are you sure? Hit F3. Okay, and enter. Executing. Completed. So, the way this should work, I'm going to turn off the keyboard. And I'm going to turn it on again to show you that this has registered everything. The rhythm, the voice itself, layered top and bottom, with dual, and with all of that crazy reverb. So let's go to effects right now. You can see this is off. You can see that the reverb is on 30, right? However, when you go to your scene and you recall what we did, let's go to my CN, right? My CN, you see it there in number 77. We're gonna hit enter, and boom, it's loaded. Now what you're gonna see when you go to effects is the lo-fi comp is activated. This was not the case when we turned on the keyboard. So all of this to show that when you save a scene, it is saving the effects, be it the reverb. Let's go to reverb. You can see it's on Cathedral 127. Saved as a dual with the effect. And when you hit play over here, it is going to play your electro-pop. imagine all the fun you could have if you had to jam out and you went to scene and saved all your songs just like that. So let me give a further illustration. Take a look at smooth drift. Let's hit enter. Immediately you got the 70s suitcase as a default. So if I'm playing this jam, and I need to go to my next jam, and the voice has changed, brightness chorus, and those are the chords, G minor, next one, cityscape jam, check the chords, A minor, you get what I'm doing? I'm just changing from jam to jam. So let's say you were just having an all-out jam. You can move in a very interesting way from one jam to the other. You know the other cool thing about this? The style and the chord sequences do change. So let's take a look at this chord sequence. Let's go to a different one. So you see, this is a different chord sequence. C major 7, A minor 7. But if I change from sparkle pop to mellow down, you can see it's changed to A minor 7 as the first chord. So once you get used to scenes and how it works, the sky's the limit. Now the question I get is, can you save a chordal change, a transposition? And the answer is no, you are not able to save a transpose or an octave change. It will not work. Let me demonstrate what I'm talking about. Let's say we go to scene, and let's say we want to save what we have right now, sparkle pop, right? And we want to transpose it up a bit. So now I have the transpose showing as a +5. So I'm playing the chords. The chords are still going to stay the same. You see, this is on C, but it doesn't make sense because it's not playing C, it's playing something else. So this is now the key of G, even though it shows C. So what's the use of that? You know what I'm saying? Because the chords are still playing C. And that is perhaps one of the reasons why it wouldn't make sense to do that, you know, to transpose like that, because it's still going to play C. This is not changing the key. You get what I'm saying? The accompaniment isn't changing the key. Check it out. You can transpose all day long. You see that? It's not changing the key. See? So if you want to play on a different key, you're going to transpose the chords to that key, because your transpose, the transpose button, I know some of you might have wondered how you transpose. You hold down transpose and minus or plus, see? And then you hold down minus or plus to change the octave. You don't need to hold transpose to do that. So as a result of not being able to transpose the style, it doesn't make sense to have the voice transposed when you're playing on a jam. You get what I'm saying? Now, assuming you are not using the style, then you can just go ahead and transpose it yourself on the fly. Okay? I hope this makes sense. All the best as you play with your Go keys. It's a pretty deep one for those who are new to the keyboard, but it's definitely worth learning because if you're jamming out and you've got a big old song list, you can just use the power of scenes. See, so many scenes here. See, and that's it. Thank you, my friends. Smash the like button for me if you've enjoyed this. If it's been of help to you, I'll see you in the next video. Bye for now.